Welcome back to another cult horror movie review. One movie that would really change the zombie subgenre forever is Return of the Living Dead. It's considered by many, including myself, to be one of the best zombie movies ever made. If you consider yourself a big genre fan, then you must see this one. But just before we get going, if there's a cult horror movie you'd like me to review, just leave me a comment down below. And don't forget to like this video, let me know what you thought of this movie, and subscribe to never miss out on another bad movie review every Friday and cult horror movie review every Tuesday. It may be a little misleading because people could think it's a sequel to Night of the Living Dead, but officially these are two different movies. I found it very interesting that the script goes meta horror on us again. In the story, Night of the Living Dead is supposed to be a movie that was based on actual events where the living dead did rise from the grave. The situation was managed by the military, and the zombies were frozen and then stored inside a warehouse. But a couple of clumsy workers accidentally bring them back to life, and that's when all hell breaks loose little by little. And getting back to Night of the Living Dead, there are several references to it throughout the whole film. This is a lot of fun. It's a comedy horror, and for most of the time it put a smile on my face. It's one of those films that successfully found the right mix of laughs and chills. And when I say that it's a film that changed the whole folklore surrounding zombies, that's for several reasons. If I'm not mistaken, this was the first to introduce zombies that only eat brains. That's the one thing that they go for, not bodies, just brains. They are also much smarter than what we've seen previously, and they can talk and even explain themselves to people. They can come up with basic plans to lure more victims into their traps so that they can eat their brains. And last but not least, the zombies are some crazy creatures. They aren't all docile like in the Romero or the Fulci flicks. These ones are full of rage and really pissed off. They can also run, something that I don't think we've ever seen before in a film from that subgenre. The special effects are pretty good. While some of the zombies look simpler, the most iconic one is this guy, whose corpse is all melted and gooey. That was truly well done. In fact, maybe I'm wrong, but there's one mutilated and rotting corpse of a dead woman that we see. I seriously wonder if that zombie didn't inspire one of the very first living dead we see in the Walking Dead series. Maybe it's just a wild guess on my part, but maybe I'm onto something. It's got a real 80s feel, and that's especially thanks to the great synth-inspired theme song at the beginning, which I thought was terrific and really memorable, and the look of the clothing and certain characters also emphasizes that 1980 aesthetic. I only really have two negative things to say. First, the characters are all very one-dimensional, and for my taste, there wasn't enough gore. I feel like the filmmakers restrained themselves a little too much on that, which was disappointing. There were 4 sequels produced later, but they're all supposed to be bad, some much worse than others. It didn't really have the same legacy as the Romero Dead series. But anyways, this doesn't change the fact that I really had a good time and enjoyed watching this film. And so, it's time to ask the question, would I recommend Return of the Living Dead? Yes, definitely, I would. It's a must-see for horror fans, or in fact, even for anyone looking for a spooky, funny, good time.